Welcome back to Sunday Square Off. A kumbaya moment at the congressional baseball game last week, 36 hours after the attack on a Republican congressman. Don't know if you saw it, but the two Republican leaders in Congress, House and Senate, two Democratic leaders in Congress, House and Senate, together. I don't think I've ever seen Pelosi, McConnell, Ryan, all those guys
fantastic
in one spot. Will we ever see it again?
Probably not before the next election.
Probably, no. Or if ever. But let's go back to Gabby Giffords. I bring that up because we've had experience with this here in Arizona, a traumatic event, the assassination attempt on a member of Congress. After that, Gabby was a champion of bipartisanship. We heard a lot of talk about it. What happened?
Very little, frankly. That's the tragedy. You know, she created an entity, she and her husband, and they've been going across the country trying to get more gun control legislation passed, frankly. It goes nowhere because the power of the gun issue and the NRA and the effect on the base of the Republican Party is just too strong for them to overcome. I think they should still keep fighting for it, but very little changes. And you can look at Newtown, where you had 20 young children slaughtered and so forth, and what changed there as well. I mean, it's sad, but the overall bigger political issue constantly trumps the tragedy.
Do you remember all the talk about mental illness? Have to do something about that, not gun safety, because Jared Loughner clearly had some mental health problems. Anybody remember what happened with mental illness? Do we deal with that?
I think I have a different point of view, because I think there's what's going on in the headlines, and then I think there's the fight happening outside of the news. And just because there isn't a particular policy that's passed or a particular headline today, it doesn't mean there isn't important work being done. People are engaged in the fight when these events occur. The work that Americans for Responsible Solutions is doing, Gabby Giffords' organization, engages new people. It gives a spotlight to the issue over time, not just when these crazy things happen. And so I think that the only way that change will happen is sustainable organizations with strong leaders like Gabby Giffords and Mark Kelly. So I have a different view of it.
Working outside Congress, because the thing was, this was one of their own in Congress who was nearly murdered. That just happened again last week, and yet Congress really did not respond.
I think they really dropped the ball on the mental health issue, especially. We always talk about, let's not politicize this tragedy in the moment, but that's obviously when the public is focused on these issues. Whatever you might think might help the situation. We are actually fortunate in Arizona, and maybe it's due to the tragedy of the Giffords shooting, in having politicians who have modeled this comedy, the civility between each other. Like I said, Kyrsten Sinema, Jeff Flake, they have risen to the occasion. We've had a few people running in primaries who have sunk to the occasion. And it's good that we can get together on a baseball field and work out our differences that way and have fun together. I think in real life, most people in workplaces, in homes and families, my family is all over the place politically, we get along, but when it gets translated to impersonal people online, it can get a lot uglier, and that's a concern.
Well, let's come full circle, because there will always be politics. Jeff Flake, good friend of Gabby Giffords, went on to vote against the gun safety measures she supported, to the point that Mark Kelly and Gabby Giffords will be opposing Jeff Flake in his re-election next year. What does that tell you?
I think it tells you that the Republican base, the Republican Party, is never going to budge on the gun issue. I mean, that's just too important to them, and therefore there is no center position. Once again, it's the extreme on both sides of this issue. It's black and white. There's no gray area. There's no problem solving. There's no compromise, and therefore extremism tends to flourish. I think we should also never lose sight of the fact, though, that these people that are slaughtering individuals and murdering them they're all demented. I mean, they all, when you go back and look at the shooter on the baseball field, he had a track record of criminal investigations of abusing foster kids and of domestic violence. They've all got a screw loose here, and things that they see in the media, candidates' rhetoric, etc., may incite them, but they've got a fundamental, horrible problem here, and therefore you got to take that into consideration as well.
Before you go off on the media, I'm going to have to cut you off.
No
again.
more.
Okay. When we come back, looks like